Argentina 2, England 1. England are out of the World Cup. Oh, God. There's so many things I want to say, but it's kind of like hard to express my emotions. I'm actually not really that angry. I'm more just disappointed and sad and underwhelmed, to be honest with you. I thought England first half were pretty good. I think we matched Argentina's intensity, and Argentina came flying out of blocks, a lot of fouls, and I feel like we kind of matched their energy pretty well and kind of showed we weren't going to take any shit. And I'd argue first half we were probably the better team, actually. There weren't much in the game. You know, there wasn't a shot on target in the first half, but I would say England were the better team. And we took the lead through Anthony Gordon early in the second half. Lovely cross by Morgan Rogers, and Anthony Gordon's there to tap it in. And I thought Anthony Gordon had a pretty good game, actually, and I was a bit annoyed when he came off, to be honest with you. I didn't understand that sub at all. And England brought Thomas Tuchel in because we didn't want to sit back and defend anymore. And Thomas Tuchel said that himself when he got the job. You know, the diagnosis he put on England in the last few tournaments was that we got a goal up and we sat back and we were scared to win the game. We were more worried about losing the game. And Thomas Tuchel contradicted himself last night. And look, I've seen a lot of people calling for Thomas Tuchel's head this morning. I'm not going to be one of them people. I do agree that his job was to win a tournament, and he hasn't done that. And you know, how much further can he take us? Thomas Tuchel. I think he's a good manager, but last night he got it completely wrong. He went to 5 at the back, he sat behind the ball and just invited pressure. And I know we did that against Norway, and I know we did that against Mexico, but this is Argentina. They have different type of players. We basically said to the greatest player of all time, try and beat us. And of course he did. It was obvious. And Argentina's goal came from a corner. Enzo Fernandez, good strike. I mean, it wasn't in the corner. I would argue Pickford might have been able to save it, but like I normally say with Pickford, his dinosaur arms couldn't reach. And after that goal went in, I think me, along with most England fans, were very worried. We had a lot of defenders on the pitch, and we were going to be lucky, in my opinion, to get to extra time. And we didn't. Messi from the right-hand side with a nice right-footed cross. People saying that Messi can't use his right foot. You're idiots. And Lautaro Martinez is there, basically an open goal, just to put it in the net. And that's it. England are out. But look, there were some positives from the game. I thought Anthony Gordon, like I said, had a good performance. I don't know why he came off. Not just the goal, but he was always a winning runner. He was a threat constantly in the game. Morgan Rogers on the right-hand side. The fact that it's not his position, I thought he did pretty decently as well. I will say Harry Kane was very underwhelming. And as a captain in a World Cup semi-final, you need a bit more from Harry Kane. Elliot Anderson as well, especially first half, I thought he was brilliant. Really matched Argentina's midfield like energy, as in they just wanted to smash into us the whole time. And Elliot Anderson didn't put up with it. And I will say I think Elliot Anderson's been one of the best midfielders at this tournament in every team. I think he's been very, very good. And Jed Spence as well. I thought he was very, very good. Energetic. Loved the tackle. Got forward pretty well. I think second half he faded when he had to deal with Montiel, who came on, and Messi obviously drifted to the right. It was a bit much for him. But I think Jed Spencer's proved a lot of people wrong in this tournament that said he wasn't that good of a player. I actually think he's pretty decent. So England have already come out and said they're not going to sack Thomas Tuchel. I do think that is the right decision, but I can see it, of course, the other way. I'm kind of happy that we're going back to club football. I mean, I've really enjoyed this World Cup. Obviously, the final is still to come. I won't be doing a preview for the final. I will do a match reaction, though. I am really looking forward to getting back to the Premier League, and because that's my bread and butter. That is, I do love my team, even though they're fucking shit. Now I'm going to do the player ratings for the game against Argentina. Some will be low. In goal, Pickford, I'm going to give him a 4. I don't think he was absolutely shocking. I think the first goal, like I say, he could have done better. He made a good... Oh, no, I'm going to give him a 5. Sorry, that's very harsh. Made a good save from McAllister. His kicking was okay. You know, he couldn't really done much about the goals, apart from the first one. Jed Spence, I'm going to give him a 6.5. He was definitely one of the better players on the pitch. John Stones and Mark Gahey, I feel like they weren't as good last night. Like, the communication wasn't there. There was a big gap in between them constantly, and that's how Lautaro Martinez got into score. I probably would just both give them 5 out of 10s. It's very difficult to defend the box when you've got so many players running at you constantly for 35 minutes. Yeah, I think the tactics were just wrong. I don't think it was more personnel in the defence. Reece James, I didn't think had a great game. I thought first half he was passing was pretty sloppy and his crossing wasn't great. I'd probably give Reece James a 4, to be honest with you. As a club captain in this team, I want to see more leadership from Reece James. And I know he's not maybe the most vocal of captains, but we don't have... He doesn't really get into anyone. He doesn't seem like he can organise the defence properly. I don't know. Elliot Anderson, I'd give a 7 out of 10. I thought he had a good game. Just a shame the person next to him didn't, and we'll talk about him now. Declan Rice, I'm going to give a 5. I know he's been injured for most of the tournament, but he said it himself. He was fit for this game, and he didn't have a good performance, not really at all. I know he can use the excuse that he has been ill and he's been injured, and that is a fair excuse. But to me, in this tournament, Declan Rice hasn't been one of the best midfielders in the world, which he's been labelled as for the last season by Arsenal fans. I know it's a different environment, but you want to see more from a player like that. Bellingham, probably a 6 out of 10. Quiet game. Obviously, he always tries. You know what you're going to get with Bellingham in that department. He just wouldn't go for Bellingham tonight. He had about 5 people on him. I think Paredes was winding him up the whole game. I actually think he beat him in that duel because Paredes got subbed. So, whatever. Yeah, Bellingham's had a great tournament. He's been England's best player, and it's not his fault that we were fucking terrible at defending. Morgan Rogers, I'd probably give him a 6.5. Again, look, like I said, out of position, probably did pretty well. Good assist, good cross for the goal. Didn't do too much apart from that. I think he's a better footballer than Madueke, so in tight spaces, he was pretty decent. Anthony Gordon, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Like I said, good goal, constant threat. I don't know why he came off. I know we were defending a lead, but he was an outlet, really. And we just didn't use him. We took him off. We put some defenders on, and Harry Kane couldn't hold the ball up for shit, so we could basically not just get out the whole time. We had no pace anymore up front. And Harry Kane gets a 4 out of 10 for me. I love Harry Kane. I still think he is the best striker in the world, but last night he just didn't show any captain leadership traits at all, really. Constantly losing the ball. Not really a goal threat the whole game. I know it was a bit of a push and shove game, but you still want to see more from your captain. I'm not going to do the player ratings for the subs. In the end, we brought on a load of defenders and it didn't work. So, you know, the rating would be low anyways. Thomas Tuchel gets a 0 out of 10 because he did well to get us in front. But we've lost that game because of the tactics, not because of the personnel. And like I said earlier on, he went against what he stands for. He said he wouldn't do that. And he went defensive and he parked the bus and we lost. Big questions have to be asked of Thomas Tuchel because of that. So we're going to have to wait another 4 years until another World Cup to see if England are any good. Spoiler alert, probably won't win it. Like I said, I'm not going to do a preview for the World Cup final just because I can't be arsed. I do think Spain will win against Argentina. And that's not me just being salty because Argentina just beat us. I think Spain are a better team than Argentina. My score prediction is 2-1 Spain. I've really been enjoying this World Cup content this year, and I know it's not got a lot of views. My long form content like this hasn't got a lot of views. I think shorts and TikTok's been doing pretty decent, but I have just been doing this for fun. This is what I want to do, and yeah, different content to come starting next month. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Take care and peace. Didn't come home again.